Yeah. Okay, the next one was this is someone who's had some good conversations. We should get this guy on the I Know Great People somehow.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to have conversations with
Yeah.
this particular person. Okay, so I'd say your value is based on, at least in part, in the character, and your character can certainly be poorly reflected in your sexual history. If a man has a known habit of having sex with women and then disappearing from their lives, it says something about his value to a woman as a potential partner and provider. But for some reason, many modern women feel they should be exempt from all consequences of their choices. It is more important. It's more important how someone feels about their history than what their history is, because people can be radically changed by religious conversion. The problem with most people is that they are proud of their history, not repentant. So yeah, you see here he's talking about specifically with the religion thing, and I do understand. Like for people, religion is I found Jesus, you know, I was born again virgin type of thing. They taught us this in, in high school in sex ed. You know about home ec. I remember sex ed like born again virgins where you just like they did this thing with like okay, this is a glass of water. They put some colored dye in the water. Like when you have it goes to that unclean thing when you have the when you have sex like some dye in the water, but you can also like pour the half of it out and then pour some more water in it, and you can say you're like a born again virgin. Actually brought
Yeah.
that kind of mentality for like no, you don't have to be a born again virgin. Just like I did that in the past, I'm not doing it anymore. I understood why I did it and I've changed. So something to it, and I do understand religion is one of the primary things that gets people to have this come to Jesus moment and things like that. But there's many other ways you can do it without that, and I've improved my life actually more in my estimation once I left religion behind me. But yeah, what's your estimation? What Jay said here?
Um, I mean, again, I kind of have mixed feelings because, like I say, he talks about the men having sex and disappearing. It's like it says something to his value, but then it's like you have someone like Future who has what 10 kids with 9 different mothers, but women keep having sex with him anyway. It's that whole
Elon
thing
Musk,
about
like he's had how many
yeah,
kids? Like, but he can care for the kids, so it's
yeah.
different. But there's exceptions to the rule. These are like the top 1% of the 1%. So yeah, these are different things.
Because it's been shown that biologically the thing is what I've heard is that women want men that other women want, and the reason for that is because it shows potential to provide and protect for a woman, which makes him in return attractive to her. So it's like if they think, oh, here's this billionaire, he has these kids, but they're paid for, they go to nice schools, they have all the health care. Well, if I sleep with him, he's rich enough, it's the same thing for my kids. So it's like that's why they have that appeal, and that's why, yeah, even though he slept around, I'm willing to get with him because of that. Now,
There's like a vouching system there,
yeah,
just like
yeah,
men who are focused on sex will look at sexual history and say, okay, your sexual
yeah,
history means all these men have vouched that you're down at
yeah,
your DTF. So for those men who are focused on that, they will look for that. And for some men in a relationship, in a marriage, in a future one, they are very high on how active is our sex life going to be. For other men, they're like, how good of a mom is this person going to be? How is it going to be when like I'm at work for like hours and hours
yeah.
and they're at home and they're away from me? Those are things that they might consider more. But for someone like Future, he doesn't give a damn about it. It sounds like you do whatever you do. Like with the rappers when they talk about this thing, there's all these songs that are talking about I like passing my girls around to these other people. So
Yeah.
if they look at your sexual history and they see this as a monogamous person, even if you're amazingly attractive, they'd be like, why would I want to be with this person when I prefer women who are willing to have threesomes or pass around?
Yeah.
So that could be a different calculation.
But I would make the point though, to my initial point though, it doesn't work like this for men though, where like I'm not going to be attracted to women because other men find her attractive. I find her attractive based on my own judgment. Like someone made the point like you can get all the men who think Lizzo is attractive in a room. I'm not going to be influenced by that because it's like to me it's still no, I don't want an obese woman, all that. It's like I still would look for youth, fertility, all that. So it's like it's a different dynamic, men versus women. But they've explained that's why there may be a guy. I'm not going to mention his name, but I can show you a picture later or something. Like there was a guy I went to high school with who was kind of average looking. Guys would actually think like kind of make fun of his appearance, but like he got a lot of hot girlfriends, and amongst a lot of guys, we kind of wondered this about him. Like one guy was like, how does so and so get the hot girlfriends? Someone else is like, yeah, I always thought he was funny looking, but he always gets all these women. But then I realized now that was that dynamic of he would go for, well, he went for girls that were like lower in classes than him. So it was like, oh, an older guy likes me. And then in return, girls would see those girls with him and then be, oh, he must have something going on. Then they'd be interested and on and on. So like
All right.
it took me some time to realize this. Yeah, again, I don't want to mention the name, or I can show you the picture later, but like I kind of I kind of wondered about this myself, but then when I got to understand this stuff, I'm like, okay, it makes sense now. Whereas, like I say, with like, if you had a female equivalent of that, like, again, find the guys who find her attractive. You're not going to see all these guys flock to her all of a sudden,
Yeah,
most likely.
but there's
Yeah.
different games and calculations they can play. This
Yeah.
whole don't hate the game, hate the play, don't hate the player, hate the game. I
Yeah,
do
exactly.
understand, like with like PUA, I dislike these people because yes, you can use those tactics and ask 100 people these things, and then 1 out of 100 will say yes. But do you really want to be with the one who would fall for that line? Like in
Yeah.
this situation, yes, he's doing that. Yes, there's people that would fall in this gamified way. But are those people really people that you want to be with? Like a woman might be like, yes, I can go out there and twerk and things like this and do what and get all these people on my OnlyFans and things like this. But do these women actually want to have a long-term relationship with anyone, the people who are willing to just throw money at them because they twerk? I don't think most women do. So these are the kind of things where you can use those tactics, you can get people those tactics, but that's not the sort of people I think most people want to actually end up with. Thank you for listening. This has been a clip from an actual longer recording that I'll try to leave a link to on the screen or somewhere around here where you're listening to this.
Presents. 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 Presents.
Peasants.
Okay. Okay.